All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another live stream. Could be, possibly, maybe. Let's see. So in this live stream, we're going to go over a recent article on the possibility of Andrew Lincoln joining the MCU, who, of course, as you guys know, plays Rick in the Walking Dead television series, and we are anxiously awaiting, as the Walking Dead television series comes to an end, any and all news surrounding what's going to be next for Andrew Lincoln, because, of course, as we find out what's happening with him and his career, we will then find out what will be next for Rick in The Walking Dead. So by following and figuring out what's going to be happening with Andrew, will be joining the MCU. So we'll go ahead and do a quick live stream here, guys, tonight, and give our thoughts on that, on the possibility of him joining the MCU. And what's up, C. Benny? How you doing? What's up, John Rod? Joan Z. Vert says, I would be too happy to see that. We got Josh Friend here. He says, we do not want Andrew Lincoln in the MCU. I'm assuming he says we want Rick Grimes back. Yeah, we Rick Grimes back. Yeah. John Z. Vert, what's up, man? How you doing? So I'm not necessarily opposed to seeing Andrew Lincoln in the MCU. I think that could be cool. But it does depend on who he's playing, right? Like, it depends on which character he would be playing in the MCU. So why don't we take a look at the article first, and then we can kind of give our thoughts on it, here afterwards. So we got Forbes. So from Forbes report, The Walking Dead's Andrew Lincoln joining the MCU, but as who, right? So this is from Paul Tassi. Shout out to Paul. That's cool. So he does a bunch for Walking Dead. He does a lot of different Forbes write-ups and stuff, articles for Walking Dead. And I mostly agree with what he says, usually. Like some of his reviews and stuff. I'm mostly on point with him, usually. So here we have a picture of Rick in season 9, Andrew Lincoln. And there's a new report out there from Giant Freaking Robot that I will be taking with a grain of salt, but I wanted to explore the possibility regardless. The site claims that its sources have told them that ex-Walking Dead star Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick, we all know, right, is in talks to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe in an unknown role. So he left back in, wow, guys, look at this. It was 2018. See, I can't keep track of the years, right? But that makes that 4 years ago, dudes, that Rick left. It's been 4 years already, and they have not started. So let's pause there for a second. What do you guys say? Let's pause there. Okay, what Andrew Lincoln left Walking Dead in 2018. So it has been 4 years since he left Walking Dead, and we still and they gave us the promise of the movie. Or 3 movies. They had said 3 movies, and it is now 4 years later, and we have yet to had them start filming for that movie. So, yes, so big time suspicions about the movie. We've done some videos recently giving our thoughts, like, are the movies canceled? Will they do a Rick spinoff series instead? What is AMC going to do? Because you guys have to take into consideration, if it's been 4 years since Rick left, since 2018, 4 full years, then that means that once they start filming, it'll be at least a year to a year and a half before you see that, a project, if it's a movie or if it's a first season of a new series, at least a year to a year and a half until that actually premieres. So we're talking about a 5-year turnaround time for the first movie is what it ended up taking them to do minimum, but more like a 6-year, because editing and all that stuff takes time, promoing, all that stuff. So more like 6 years. 7, 6 years, 6 years since he's left the Walking Dead television series to finally get to see him in the Rick movie. Wow. that's a long time. And the fact that they had said they were doing 3 movies. So we can't be too mad at Andrew Lincoln here, guys. Like, we can't be too mad at Rick, because it really does feel like, to me, he did Penguin Bloom, right? He did the Scrooge play. He's doing other projects. Does he really have much of a choice? It doesn't seem like it to me. It doesn't seem like they're ready to do the movie, right? Like, if they were going to do the first Walking Dead movie, they're not ready. They're not ready to do it. So, yeah, he's going to do other projects, and we want to see him back as Rick. But if AMC can't get their shit together to do the first movie, then we can't be mad at him that he's going to go do Penguin Bloom like he did, because they're still not ready, and Penguin Bloom's aired and everything is finished, right? And he acted in that. We can't be mad at him that he's doing the Scrooge stuff. We can't be mad at him if he goes to MCU, because it seems like AMC's not ready. It doesn't seem like, to me, AMC is waiting for him. It seems like he's waiting for AMC to be like, okay, when are we starting filming? What are we going to do? I'm eager to get back. What are we going to do? And it seems like AMC can't get it together to be able to film the movie. So that's really unfortunate. I would just say at this point, AMC, switch to do a Rick series. You guys know series. You guys can crank out series. Do a Rick spinoff series, please. Switch it and just get that done. Because if a movie is too much for them to handle, and it's getting to the point now where it's 6 years later minimum, throw together TV series in under a year, and they're pretty good. You can throw together, World Beyond. You can throw together a Fear the Walking Dead in a year or two and get that rolling. You can do series. So AMC, do your series, and we don't. I don't care. Like, I don't care if it's going to be a movie trilogy or if you're going to do a Rick spinoff series. I don't care. So just get something done with Rick, get it back together, because you're going on too many. As it says here, as it reminds me that it was 2018. Obviously fans are more than impatient with this, because you're at a 5-year time frame now. That's too long for an announced project. If you're going to announce a project, you're going to say we're doing a movie, or we're doing a Walking Dead movie, we're doing a new series. 6-year turnaround time is too much, guys. That's too long. I understand cooking things and letting it wait so that fan demand builds up over time, and then eventually you get to see something and people have to wait for it, so it adds anticipation. But after 6 years, you've lost your anticipation. If it takes you a year or two to throw it together, and you haven't started filming yet, then 2023, nope, probably 2024. 6 years later, that's not acceptable. So Andrew Lincoln left Walking Dead in 2018, but has recently been spotted in Atlanta hanging out with the cast, implying that he may have some sort of final cameo as the series comes to an end, which is great. Yeah, I hope that is the case. We'll see. He's also supposed to be starring in his own Rick Grimes movies, which, again, we're just like, I just gave thoughts on all that. But perhaps he's tired of waiting around for those to come together. Well, we all are. So he's potentially signing on to a Marvel project. Hey, I don't blame him. If AMC can't get it together, if they can't do it, if they can't sort it out, then do an MCU movie or whatever. Do something until they're ready to start. I mean, whatever. Like, we want to see him back, but if it's getting to the point now where AMC is just like they just can't figure it out, and I don't know why, because they're doing like World Beyond, they're doing like these other series, and they're not well received. People don't like them that much. There's a few people who like World Beyond, but not that many. It's like a fraction of your Walking Dead people who like Walking Dead. It's less than, it's far less than the original series, and by multitudes less. So, yeah, man, a lot of other stuff they're working on, and not getting the actual series done is a problem. Yeah. So, okay. Lincoln joining the MCU makes more sense than you might initially imagine. A ton of these projects are also filmed near where The Walking Dead has filmed in the South. And Lincoln would be one of a few different Walking Dead actors who have joined the MCU. The most prominent, his own on-screen love interest, Michonne, played by Denai Guerrera, who played, Okoye, right, in Black Panther and Avengers, yeah. Ross Marquand, who played Aaron, who did a great, incredible Red Skull. he was so good at Red Skull, I thought it was the original actor. I couldn't tell. And I'm a huge Red Skull fan. Like, I have like some Red Skull figures and stuff. I've got like the Captain America VHS shit from when I was younger and stuff. I just got this Captain America figure recently here at a discount store. So, and if I couldn't tell the difference between his Red Skull and the original, that's really good. So yeah, so that's cool. And he voice of Ultron and What If, and he's also in Invincible too, which is awesome. I'm a big fan of Ross Marquand as well. Ex-Walking Dead Michael Rooker was Yondu in 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Lauren Ridolph was in Eternals, that's right. And Rick Grimes' former rival Shane became the Punisher when John Bernthal took that role. Exactly right. So I think that's most. This was the picture we saw of him on set with Norman Reedus, right? And they were getting sushi or some food or something. I don't know. They were at a restaurant, whatever. Whatever they were ordering. So yeah, there's history here. And there's been a lot of talk about current Walking Dead star Norman Reedus gunning hard for a shot at playing Ghost Rider. Yeah, that's an easy. Norman Reedus is Ghost Rider. We've given our thoughts on that many times. There's nobody better. You kind of have to do it. Otherwise, whoever you do cast won't be as good. But for Lincoln himself, who would he play? So some ideas are Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Well, that could be okay. He could be good at that. We know Marvel has a Fantastic Four movie planned. That would be decent enough. Yeah. So, and he is English as well, so it works too. He can do the accent thing if he wants to, and that works for smart characters. They kind of always do that, right? That's very common. Okay, I think Andrew Lincoln would be an awesome Wolverine. Awesome Wolverine. In fact, it would be like, the role of Wolverine after Hugh Jackman is like impossible to cast for. Like, whoever you cast as Wolverine is going to be screwed because everybody knows Hugh Jackman. Everybody's used to him as Wolverine. And how are you? It'd be like casting for like Black Adam after The Rock plays him or something. It would be really, really hard to recast a Wolverine. But I think of anybody who could do it, Andrew Lincoln could be an awesome Wolverine. Also because Rick has a lot of similarities to Wolverine. Rick has there's episodes in season 8 and stuff where Rick has to be pretty savage in that. So in Walking Dead, in order to survive and everything, some of the fights and everything. So I actually do think that Andrew Lincoln would be one of the best casts in the world for a new Wolverine if you have to do it. Like, if you have to replace Hugh Jackman, he doesn't want to do it anymore. He's retiring. We understand. He's done like 1 million movies for Marvel as Wolverine. The next, and he actually kind of looks like him a bit too. There are some similarities in terms of aesthetics, the way they look between Andrew Lincoln and Hugh Jackman. I do get some Hugh Jackman type vibes from Wolverine. It seems like he's kind of a fan of Hugh Jackman. There's the poster of season 8 and All Out War where he's like screaming and stuff. It's a very Wolverine-esque type of poster. So to disagree with him here, Walking Dead season 8 poster. Let me get the poster and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean as Andrew Lincoln for a possible Wolverine, in that Rick has some similar, vibes already, and they've already done this years ago, because this was how many years ago? Like 5 years ago. This isn't good quality, but you guys can see it. See, that's Rick with the hatchet and the gun and everything on the season 8 Blu-ray. That's a very Wolverine-esque cover. Is that not a very Wolverine-esque pose and Wolverine-esque cover? I think it is. So I think he'd be one of the best people actually you could get as. But either way, he could play lots of different roles in it, and he could be good either way. Hey, there's mine. That's my video right there. That's funny. Just like going through Google, it's like, oh, that's me. Okay, cool. Yeah. So season 8 of him is Rick. The rumor anyway. Thank you for the super chat there, Braden CFA. I do appreciate it. He says, thanks for the super chat there, Bray. I can't, man. I can't smoke weed, dude. I can't. My schedule is too crazy. It would zonk me out for too long. I get really tired if I do stuff like any kind of downer stuff. I don't even take pain medication, because if I do, like, I fall behind on work and stuff, or I'm not, able to do all the stuff I want to do. So I'm a caffeine guy. I'm always drinking caffeine, and like I got a Red Bull here and stuff, so I can do all the videos, and I can go to work, and then after work I can do other videos with you guys and post those and stuff. I'm a caffeine guy. I'm always like, doing that so that I can do more. But I understand, chilling out and stuff. So, do you have a Minecraft? Is that a Minecraft character? I never understood. I'll be honest with you, Bray. Can you please explain to me the fascination with Minecraft? I kind of don't get Minecraft. Like I realize how popular it is and everything, but I don't understand it. Could you kind of explain it to me? Is it because you get to create your own like world and then somehow go fight in it or something? Is that the allure to Minecraft? Somebody explain somebody explain Minecraft to me. I don't get it. So that's mostly what the report is, guys. The report is that Andrew Lincoln is in talks for an MCU role. Okay, that's the report from Giant Frickin' Robot. Walking Dead Andrew Lincoln joining the MCU, but as who? And so now I'll leave it up to you guys. We got a live chat going here, so you guys can respond. I'll give you a few minutes here. Who would you like to see Andrew Lincoln play in the MCU universe? If he signs on with Marvel, which if he wants to, I'm sure they would be happy to have him, right? They've signed on Jon Snow. They've signed on Kit. Is it Harrington, or did I get the name right? The Black Swordsman, Jon Snow. They signed him on from Game of Thrones. They've signed on Denai Guerrera to play Okoye in Black Panther and Avengers. So who would you like to see Andrew Lincoln play? And I'm sure if he wants to join the MCU, he'll be able to do that because of just his, his work as Rick and everything. As if they don't know, everybody in the MCU who works on it, they all know comic book shit. They all know Walking Dead. They all know Turtles. We're comic geeks, so we know all the different, like us comic geeks, we know all the different stuff that's going on, right? Like, we know of everybody. It's like a twitch. Like, it bothers us if we don't know like different comic book characters and stuff like that. That's big time, right? So so he'll play Galactus as the Silver Knight. Nice, Silver. Yeah, he'll play Galactus. Yeah, okay. The monkey says Wolverine, Magneto, or Reed Richards. I agree with those. I wouldn't like him as a Magneto. I'm not saying he couldn't do it. I just wouldn't want to see him play Magneto, because then I'd be like all for Magneto and the Brotherhood, and I'd be totally against whoever they cast for X-Men. So I'm saying like Reed Richards would be cool. He could do that. Also because he's English, so it really works out well, right? He could even do the accent, and they could do a version of Reed Richards, which is from there, whatever. A lot of the smart characters are English. If you have never noticed, they all have the English accent. That's not by accident, by the way, right? That's on purpose. But so you have, Mr. Fantastic, Wolverine could be a great one for me, I think. But I understand what you mean. He could pull off a Magneto. It just would be a little bit weird. But I'd be happy to see him join the MCU. Is this true, Zoinks Guy? I mean, we don't know yet, Zoinks Guy. Sometimes people get into negotiations. Sometimes they read for roles. They go for parts, and they might get it. They might not get it. They might have a part for them, or they might not. Their schedule might not line up. There's all these variables. But do I believe that he's at least in talks for MCU? Probably. He probably has been before too. Or even that they would think of him like, look at Norman Reedus as Ghost Rider. We've seen The Walking Dead, and they've seen Norman Reedus as Daryl. If they're gonna think who we're gonna cast for Ghost Rider, it'd be like, who would be better? Who would be the best person? And then some geek in the back, he'd be like, Norman Reedus, Norman Reedus, right? He's like, at the table, yeah, they're gonna call, obviously. So yeah, so the same thing with Andrew Lincoln. I think Wolverine, he'd be awesome for a Wolverine, because who the hell are you gonna cast to be a Wolverine? I mean, after Hugh Jackman, there's just it'd be so hard to find somebody. So he'd be a good one for that, or lots of other characters he could play. There's so many. The MCU has so many freaking ridiculous characters. It's not even funny. You could probably never know them all. You'd have to own a comic shop for like 40 years, and you probably still would either forget or not know some of the characters they have had, because you're literally talking about like hundreds of thousands, if not, probably not millions, but probably hundreds of thousands of issues of different comic books that have been released since since Action Comics issue 1. So I mean, all those comics, and each one has different villains, and they create new characters and new villains to fight against Hulk or any, insert your your comic book protagonist for any random series. And, you know, there's a million villains and a million different characters there. What's up, Guts? How you doing, man? Thanks for the super chat there from Space Cats. I love the name. And is that a... I'm looking at his display picture. What character do you have there? Space Cats from Star Trek. That's what's the guy's name? What's the guy's name? He does this, right? The Live Long and Prosper guy. I'm drawing a blank, right? See, even I can't keep up with all the my brain fails me. What's the guy's name? Damn it, it's gonna bother me now. For your caffeine fixture, thank you for the coffee. I do appreciate it, Space Cats. Thank you for the Red Bull. I appreciate. You see who see Braden, see how this works. Do you see how this works, right? Thank you, Space Cats, for the Red Bull. I appreciate it. That's nice of you. And Braden CFA said, Trev, who do you think built the pyramids? Yeah, Braden. So, man. Okay, who built the pyramids? That is a really good question. So here's the problem, Braden. Our history is so effed with. It's unfrickin' believable. Like I was at the dollar store and I bought this book about like history in it, and I looked through it, and because I know all this other stuff, I looked through this dollar store history book, right, Bray? And I was flipping through it, and on the cover there's like the moon landing, right, on this history book. So, so I'm looking at this like that didn't happen. I open it up and I read down. I'm like, nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's wrong. Literally, this dollar store history book. I looked at it, and because I've done so much other research in other avenues, I know that this shit's bunk. I know that almost all of it is bullshit, right? So I'm like looking through it, and I'm like, that's a lie, 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 that's a lie. JFK, that's a lie. This one, oh, that's a lie. Okay, maybe that's true, but I haven't researched enough yet. All right, this one's okay. Oh, no, that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie. Like, that's literally what it's like. So I'll tell you what, I have never taken time, Bray, to actually analyze, the pyramids, who built them in particular. But there's a few different ways you can go with this one. So you can say the giant whips idea, which is just that, in ancient Egypt, you would have these pharaohs, and then you'd have, all the slaves come through, and they would, with whips, and they would lift these giant, blocks, these ton, however much each one would weigh, these giant blocks, and they would build them together. But they're also mathematically, I think, like if you look at them mathematically in terms of geometry, they're laid out like perfectly. So it doesn't look like some ancient people, just idiots, got together and just threw these things together and put them in place. So there's some different possibilities here, Braden. One of the possibilities is they could have been built later, like a lot later, and just nobody was told about them. Is like, you look at like Georgia Guidestones, for example, which are kind of a more recent thing. You can look at like a lot of the different, Stonehenge is one that was likely built a lot later, and then like they just lie about it, right? So they say like, it's like, whatever, it's like, they built that like 200 years ago or something, right? But then we say like it's from like all this time ago. So there's a lot of possibilities there with the pyramids that could have happened. It could have been the original. It could be true that just, you're able to do incredible things with pulleys and manpower, right? And women helping too, right? We'll be gender neutral for this one, right? Human power, right? Human potential, human power, and lift these things into place. But it's also entirely possible that they were built much later on, and then we're not told the truth about their timeline. So that's also very possible. Another idea is kind of the Atlantean idea, which is like there were more advanced systems before, and then there were cataclysmic events that wiped them out, or there was a cleanup where certain groups change like fossil fuels, like it's like dinosaur goo, right? Like fossil fuels. See, they like to chain all their bullshit together, right? it's like oil is it's and well, not just dinosaurs, but oil. Okay, so when a new regime comes in and takes over power, they may go through and covertly clear out the technology used by a prior regime, or they may people and then eliminate it from people, and then re-release it later. So there's a lot of different ideas with that. But do I think like there's some people like what's the guy's name? Is it Zachariah Sitchin? People like this where they like to include aliens with this, right down, and like genetically engineered people, which is all like counter intel bullshit as far as I'm concerned. And that it just takes away our providence and makes us feel like we're like some kind of galactic guinea pig race, a slave race or something. They always include like the slavery with it, right? With all that stuff, like, oh, we were here to mine gold for aliens. It's like, huh, okay, yeah, back into the same atheism, Big Bang, you're not important message, right? it's like, as long as that message gets in, I don't care if you throw in aliens. I don't care if you throw in whales with, I don't know, aliens that can ride whales with some kind of alien tech or something. I don't know. They just throw in, species or something like this in order to be a slave race or something. They just have to get that in there somewhere, right? For their propaganda and stuff, for their world communism propaganda. So there's a lot of possibilities with the pyramids. I would say that I prescribe to the idea that I think they were probably built later on, most likely, and are dated back, probably, because it would be really difficult to build those with ancient peoples without some kind of either that, or they may have had some pretty advanced tech, or just ridiculously long periods of time, right? Like people there, lots of people done over like long periods of time with muscle strength and tons of people getting together and lifting and placing the pyramids in place. Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. Okay, we're getting lag there, Glenn. Okay, we'll see. How far did we get? Okay, well, that answers your question, right, Bray? I think I answered you there. All right, let's see if we can hold up. Or right, it's Spock. That's right. Thank you, ZTSD McCoy. The character's name is Spock. Right. Data or Spock? I don't know. Oh, okay. Live long and prosper is Spock, and that is Data, right? That character's name is Data. I don't know the difference. Okay, I'm not a Trekkie, or I'm not into all the outer space stuff. All right, it's not my deal. Okay, I'm a comic guy. I don't like Star Trek. I find it boring, but that's just me. Okay, let's see. My favorite Patrick Stewart character is Professor X, not whatever. What's the Star Trek character's name? See, I don't even know. What's the Star Trek character that Patrick Stewart plays? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What else did you guys say here? So anyway, that's the article for Andrew Lincoln possibly joining the MCU. We'll see if it happens or not, and we'll see if the Rick series or movies happens. So either one. I hope that it would be a series at this point. Bray, that's the best I can do for you, because you see, the thing is, Bray, is that it takes a long time to go through everything. Like, you kind of have to go through, if you really want to know for certain, you kind of have to go through everything surrounding it, compile it all together, and then go through and try to figure out which one makes the most sense, like which one is the most logical. And so you can do that. I have not taken the time to ever do that. But I'm certain from the other stuff I've learned that it wasn't any kind of aliens or any of this kind of stupid crap that you'll see on cable and stuff like that, where they just, it's like entertainment is what it is. Yeah, Picard, that's right. Yeah, so thank you, J-Spot. I appreciate that. So I am more of a fan of Professor X than I am of Picard from Star Trek. I just find Star Trek boring. Sorry, I don't mean to offend you if you're a Trekkie. I'm sorry. I'm not that into it. It's, I understand. Although I did think about checking out the Discovery series, because Sasha in The Walking Dead, Sonequa, is that how you say her name? Played Sasha, and she's in Star Trek Discovery, I think. Is that right? I think so. Yeah, I make mistakes when it comes to the space shit. the space series, I don't know. I'm not that with it. I just have a general idea. Okay. Nice, Ghost. That's good. Glenn says maybe Rick plays a multiverse version of an existing character. I'd be okay with it for Wolverine, or like we said, Professor X or someone like that. That could be the case. I know they're doing the multiverse stuff, which could be great. I just hope they bring back Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man again. I think they are. I think they've realized that they kind of need to do that because everybody wants them to do that. So I think they will continue to do that. Will be great. Yeah, that'd be great if he was in MCU. I agree, Jalen. I mean, ultimately, we want to see him back as Rick, but if AMC just can't figure it out, maybe he could do both. Because Denai Guerrera did both. She did Michonne, and she did Okoye in MCU. So I'm a bigger fan of her as Michonne, obviously. You guys know. But, you know, is what it is. So Battle Angel says, just kill Walking Dead for crying out loud. I know, right? I know, Battle Angel. Yeah, no, it's true, man. Well, either bring him back or end it, but it is ending, so you're getting that, right? So it's ending off. And then after that, if they can get a Rick series or movie done here. There is also Fear the Walking Dead, which is airing right now. If you guys haven't seen it, Season 7, second half. The first 2 episodes are on AMC Premiere, so you can watch them now. They aired today. So I did a review for Episode 9 for Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, Follow Me, and it's decent. It's a decent episode. I wouldn't say it's incredible. Starting to get used to the woke stuff. I mean, I think it's in everything, and I don't think there's anything that, you know, that anybody's going to be able to do with, you know, about it. Like, the woke stuff is going to be everywhere, and what are you going to do? You know, I mean, it's like, you know, whatever gets done nowadays. Like, if they do a new X-Men you know, series or whatever, I imagine it's going to be the same. If they do, you know, whatever any studio does now, is it has to be based on those guidelines. It's crazy, man, but that's what it is. Yeah. So okay, what else do we get here? Neo said, "I'm falling asleep watching Fear the Walking Dead." Yeah. This episode 9, wasn't too crazy. It wasn't too crazy. It was okay. But it wasn't amazing. It was just okay. So I understand. Maybe that's why they released both episodes together at the same time. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Guts, you're absolutely right. It's all throughout entertainment. And I'm getting used to it now. You know, at first I was like, oh man, this is crazy. Like once I figured out they're actually doing that, I was like, wow, what the hell? But then after a while I was like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to stop watching new stuff altogether, because that's what it's going to be. So what are we going to do? You know, there's absolutely nothing we can do. You know, if they make a new Captain America, you know, movie or series or something, I want to watch it. But you know, if they do the woke stuff with it, okay, well, just what it is. It's even in the comics too now, like the new Marvel comics and stuff. They make, you know, female versions of all your classic heroes, and it's just what it is. Whatever. Oh well. So it's what it is. Yeah, Hollywood. That's how it is. And yeah, it's unfortunate, Guts. Yeah, but that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Episode 10, worthless, said Freddie. Okay, I'll go through it later here, Freddie. Maybe I'll do a review for it. I am playing with the idea, Freddie and everybody, of maybe not reviewing every episode of Fear, because I usually do review every single episode, but the fan demand is starting to dwindle down to the point where I don't even know if I should even do it like every week. You know what I mean? Like maybe I could do these videos with you guys, or we could do other news series. We could review other stuff, because it does take a lot of time. I have to watch every episode at least once, you know. I have to get screen captures. I have to film the review. I have to post the review. You know, it takes like 2 to 3 hours every episode for me to do a review for, and it's a lot of time. And so I am considering going forward, maybe not reviewing every episode of Fear, if it's just like not enough interest there. Like I did with World Beyond. I didn't review every episode of World Beyond because I was like, this isn't good enough to review every one for. So, yeah. Menace is like, pyramids were built with alien assistance. Yeah. Jesus. Okay. Don't do it, Trev. Fear should have ended after Nick died. So Neo says, don't review every episode, Trev. Stop reviewing every episode, is what he's saying. Well, I've reviewed every episode up until now. Nick died in season 2, man. That was like 5 years ago. 5 or 6, I guess it'd be 6 years ago now. So you're about 6 years late with that message. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah, I understand, J-Spot. Play video games instead. Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah. I know, Doc Death. I see that. Yeah, where's Rick? Don't care if he does or not. I know the Marvel stuff is like, I'm like a fan of the Marvel stuff, but I'm not too into it either. Like some of they've made Marvel, it's become like, you know, mainstream, and same with Star Wars too. Since Disney bought Star Wars and Marvel, it's become like so mainstream. It's just unbelievable. And you know, I don't know. Some of it's okay, but you know, it depends on which movie or what it is. Yeah. Yeah, Space Cat said, I saw episode 9 and 10 for Fear the Walking Dead. They were awful. I haven't seen 10 yet, but 9 was okay. I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was terrible. But Neo says, I think Nick died in season 4. Oh, right. Season 4. Yeah, you're right. I got that wrong. I forgot about it right now. Yeah. Season 4, you're right. My bad. Okay, so he's only 4 years late with the message. 3 or 4 years late. Yeah, that's right. Season 2 was Travis, right? Was that 3? That was 2. See, once we get past a certain amount, I can't remember, right? Yeah, that's true, because Nick died in season 4, and Madison's coming back now. But we did have a time break in between, so that's like 3 or 4 years. That's 4 years ago, isn't it? I think so. 4 years ago. Yeah, Hellbound says wishy-washy, predictable crap. Is so. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Dr. Death says Fear the Walking Dead now is not the time for bottle episodes. They're going to snail pace through another all-out war. I don't know. I question for Fear the Walking Dead how much their budget is and like how many viewers they get per episode. Because if you look at the viewers per episode for Fear the Walking Dead, it's not that much. Let me show you. Okay, so let's see. Fear the Walking Dead episode guide. So if we look at the viewers for Fear the Walking Dead, let's compare earlier seasons to right now. Okay, so here we got Fear the Walking Dead, right? We go through and season to season. So it originally aired in 2015. Oh, geez, man. Yeah, that was like 7 years ago now. Wow, long time, man. So 6 episodes and then 15 and then 16 for the rest. Yeah, you're right. It was season 4. That's my bad. Okay, let's see. So it aired with 10 million U.S. viewers, and that's just in the U.S., right? So it aired with 10 million, and then, you know, basically as you're seeing season to season, it just, you know, went down. But look at season 4 when they did the crossover with Morgan. This worked, right? Like, look at the crossover with Morgan. You got 4 million. So this did work. This was effective. So they did a good job with that. That was smart to do that. 4 million, 3 million. And then they did do Premiere around this time. They started AMC Plus, so people start watching on that. But just look at the downtrend. And now you're season 6, right? Not bad. Over 1 million. And now you're season 7, you're less than 1 million, right? Look at this one right here. Padre was 0.84, so that's 840,000 people, right? Watch Fear the Walking Dead. So that's not that much, man. 840,000 people is like that's not that much. Now some others will watch on Premiere, others will watch on AMC Plus, and then there's international viewership too. And then they can sell it to Amazon. So the critical factor whether or not Fear gets canceled in season 9 or season 8 will be how good AMC's deal is with Amazon Premium, Amazon Prime, where they sell AMC films the episodes and then they sell it to Amazon for Amazon to have it on their Prime Video streaming. If it's a good deal, then Fear can continue. But if it's not a really good deal, then Fear is going to get canceled soon, I think. Like within the next couple of years, expect a cancellation for Fear. I'd say season 9, season 10, expect it to be canceled, petered off. Well, it's been on so many years and everything, right? So it's what it is. Yeah, Neo, it's true. It did premiere with a lot of hype. Oh, you don't like it at all, Weapon X? You don't like it? You like original Walking Dead, but you don't like Fear. I view them as similar in a lot of ways. I just understand that Fear has less of a budget sometimes, so they can't always do as much. But I thought the nuke and stuff was awesome. They never did that in the original Walking Dead. They did the nuke this season. They did the fallout from the nuke, which is really cool. They did the boat episodes and all that in the first couple years, which was really good. They had a lot of main character deaths earlier on, which was impressive. So I liked it. Yeah. Oh, I agree with you, Boogie. That's true that every season of Fear the Walking Dead starts out really good at the beginning, and then it kind of fizzles out in the second half. I agree with that. That's something that every season of Fear pretty much does that. It's really good at the beginning of the seasons, and then it starts to fizzle out. Hellbound says he loves the earlier seasons of Fear. Okay, that's cool. You like the earlier ones. Yeah, you didn't like it in Mexico. I thought it was cool in Mexico, actually. I thought the different environments were cool. Wow, Dr. Death says that Dead in the Water was one of the best episodes of Fear in a while. Wow, neat, man. I don't know. So that ghost says all the Oceanside is dead now. Maybe. Maybe Lance killed them all. Maybe. Yeah. Nice, that ghost. I think everybody can see it. Look at his comment, guys. Funny. That's good. Well, that's true. But Walking Dead original series ending anyway, so who really cares if Oceanside is there or not? It's like, whatever. Doesn't even matter now. Season 9 and 10. Yeah, is what it is. So, all right, dudes. Well, I think that's probably it for tonight. I think we'll wrap here, guys. I'm going to try to do some of the streams here. I'm going to try to kind of keep them more condensed and keep them more concentrated on the topics. So want to thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys had a little bit of fun. Andrew Lincoln possible for MCU. Just think of it that way. And it could be good. I think it could be good. We'll have more videos for Fear the Walking Dead coming up. I don't know if I'm going to commit to review every episode, but we'll definitely do some videos for it throughout here and there. Yeah, that's true. Lance is very Simon-esque. I agree. Boogeyman, I don't know what to say to that. Okay, and thank you guys for joining. I guess we will wrap. And yeah, I hope you guys had some fun. And happy Easter to all of you. Happy Easter to you as well, Freddie. Thank you for the reminder. Happy Easter to all you guys. Have fun, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you guys back probably in a couple